So this video I'm gonna show you that how to create EBS volume and then attach it to Linux instance and mount it on the instance. So I already deployed an instance and I connected to it. That's I'm using a Ubuntu machine. So if I do lsblk, it's gonna show all the block devices. So at the moment I do have only one block device, that's 8 GB, so it's a root volume, so I couldn't see any other block devices because I didn't attach any. So I'm gonna go to the volumes, and while creating this volume, so this has to be in the same availability zone that your instance has. So otherwise you won't be able to connect to it, and I mean you can't attach it. So this instance Ubuntu Docker in ES1B, so I'm going to create a volume in 1B. Let me create a small 1 GB. That's just one of the drawbacks is that once you create EBS volume, for instance, a 2 GB or 3 GB, any other size as you want, you can increase but you can't decrease once you create it. I'll show you that. So here I'm gonna create 2 GB volume in 1B because I do have that instance in 1B. Then just gonna create a tag just to identify. That's I could say 2 GB volume, doesn't matter though. So I just created a volume. So now I need to attach this volume to that instance. So I click here, then okay, I think it's still provisioning. Yeah, it's available now. So if I click here, either I could click right click here or I can go to actions while I'm selecting this option. So I usually right click, attach volume. So you could see your instances. So this is Ubuntu Docker, this is the one I just created for this demo. Then click on attach volume. So once you do that, if I come back here, if I do that lsblk again, now I could see that xvdf with the 2 GB volume. So this is a raw disk, so I need to format it, then I need to make a file system on it to dump the data into it. Then I'm gonna mount it to a specific folder. So if I do lsblk, so I need to format it. For that I use cf disk. Of course you can use fdisk as well, but I feel comfortable with cf disk space /dev, because these devices, block devices, usually will be in this /dev directory. So /dev /xvdf, that's the one, that's it. So then click enter. I'm gonna choose GPT. Then I could see 2048 MB, that's a 2 GB free space. So I'm gonna click on new with the arrows. Then I'm okay with the 2 GB, that's it. Then we need to click on write, enter, then yes. So then I'm gonna queue for quit, that's it. Now if I do lsblk again, now I could see xvdf1. This is a partition that we just created. This is the old disk and this is one of its partitions. So this old disk is 2 GB as well, partition as well. So now we need to make a file system. So for that we have to use mkfs command. That's mkfs stands for make file system .ext4. Then we need to give that partition path, so that's /dev xvdf1, that's it. So now we have file system on it. So then we need to mount it a place to mount it to a directory. So if you want to dump some data into that partition we just created, then how are you going to do? So you need to have a mounting point, right? So for that I'm going to create a folder here. I'll say extra volume. So if I do ls, I could see that file. If I look that path, so /ubuntu. So if you want to mount it, just use mount commands space /dev and that partition name and this folder we do. Of course you can give absolute path, but I'm already in that folder, so I don't need to give that absolute path. I'm going to use extra tab, that's it. To check the mounting point, df-h. Now we have created, we have mounted that partition 1 to 2 GB 1 at location slash home slash ubuntu extra volume. Now we can get into that folder, and we can you can create any file. For instance, hello.txt, then content, control C. Now I could see that, but if I stop this instance, or if I reboot this instance, so this mount point is going to go away. The reason, it's not persistent, so we need to edit that etc fs file to make it persistent. So we need to edit this file. So I'm gonna show this in next lecture. Thank you.